Hello guys, I'm now going to talk for today about cow's comfort. I want to tell you what is cow comfort, the advantage of having cow comfort. Yeah, remember when I talk about cow comfort is anything that makes the cow happy. So because when animal is happy, the entire thing becomes happy. So if you are new to this YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe. I go by the name Lumumba Junior, the animal lover himself. Yeah, remember this week I told you I'm training you on where I used to work, because you know where you work, when you go in a good faith, even when you come back, they welcome you very well. People here, we stayed happily, we lived happily, and the entire thing. So when I talk about cow's comfort, it means any other thing that makes this cow stress free and the entire thing. Yeah, this is what I call cow comfort. Yeah, you can see these animals are feeding on something here. So that means, you know, these animals, once you do any mistake to these animals, they won't feed. When you see them feeding on some things, it means every other thing looks good to them. Yeah. Yes, guys, I was talking about cow's comfort. Yeah. So with cow's comfort, I was talking about clean water. Yeah. This is clean water. As you can see here, we have clean water. It's only that because the animal feed from this point to this other place, you get that these animals may put their mouth here after feeding, so that's why they identify the water. But when I talk about clean water, it means water that is very, like you see the color of water, very clean. Let the animal identify by its mouth or the entire thing, but this thing should be clean. Healthy animals, it is stress free. You can see like these animals, they are feeding well. You can see not even this one, all animals here are feeding well. You can see that's my friend called Mr. Steven is feeding the animals. So this means these animals are happy, because you can see all the animals are now feeding. None of them is sleeping. Remember I told you one thing about these animals. When this mattress is not dry enough, they won't feed. They won't come sleeping. You can now see here they are not sleeping. They are not sleeping because the mattress is wet. You can see some of them stepped on their mattresses. So they are all here to feed. They are all here to feed. So today, the way I told you, I'm talking about cow's comfort. You see how these animals are feeding well. Yeah, they are happy. You see, no. Okay, these animals live peacefully. You cannot see this animal maybe knocking the other animal. They are just peacefully. Yeah. You can see like this one, the way it is feeding well. Yeah, feeding the way it is lifting the head up. Yeah, look at this, the way they are feeding. Yeah, with a lot of seriousness in them. Look at this. Yeah, you know, I know these all animals name by name. Yeah, let me show you feeding back on me. Not that because I was passing here they decided to feed. So this means that this is very nutritious feed for them. They feed well, and the entire thing they do it well. See like these animals, I know them name by name. So I was talking about animals comfort. So in animals comfort, the thing that I have to talk about is about housing. Look at this house, the way it is constructed. You can see first where we have a sleeping area. It is wide enough to accommodate any type of an animal, either big animal, either small animal. They can, like Adeline. Adeline is small, but it can fit that place. Then we have this. This is Dorcas that is next to Adeline. It can sleep there very well at that space with no any disturbance or any other thing, guys. So it can sleep where it needs. So that's about housing. You have to make that the sleeping area to be spacious enough so that the animal can enter there, sleep well, and it comes to feeding well. And also enough space for rotation. You can see here it can get out from there, then come here to feed, so it has to rotate here well without disturbing. Yeah, you have to leave enough space for it, movement and the entire thing. Yeah, then I was talking about housing. Look the way this house is constructed. Yeah, let me show you the way this house is constructed. Yeah, this is the way this house has been constructed. You can just look at the rooftop. On the rooftop you can see we have this transparent mabatis. Why do we put these transparent mabatis? This just to put lighting system inside this premise, because you know, even the animals require some sun rays, sunshine and the entire thing, so they have to, because you see these animals are on an enclosure system where everything is enclosed. They don't get out of here maybe going outside or graze, or they need sunshine, yeah, for vitamins. Yeah, remember sunshine helps in vitamins. Yeah, so that's why these we have a translucent iron sheet there, so that to offer something like lighting system inside here. Then you can see this it is a double space. You see where we have a space there, so that means the space from you can see this, the feeding area has a raised roof, then where they are sleeping you can see something like a flat roof. That space there, it is for to allow free flow of air. Apart from allowing free flow of air from that end, you can see that place there is open. Here where I am, it is open. We can see even the sky is here. Yeah, we can see sky here because this place is open, so that means this place is well ventilated and the entire thing. Another reason for putting a space there is because once wind blows, to stop causing that disturbance, maybe noise, what, because you know where wind flows it has to penetrate, like wind blowing from that region there, it blows passing through here, so it won't cause noise or what, even breaking the roof and the entire thing, because it can penetrate through that space then to this other space, and with that we can achieve the something like a good ventilation. So apart from good ventilation, I was talking about cows sleeping on a mattress. Yeah, look at this type of bedding. Yeah, imagine cows sleeping here. What type of comfort do we have there? Yeah, cows sleeping there with a lot of comfort, with a lot of ease, because once these animals are fed, nobody is supposed to come to this place. This is just to keep these animals peaceful and the entire thing. Like now you can see they are enjoying their meal, they are enjoying their feed. Others are drinking water, others are taking mineral leaks, because I told you that when you want this animal to produce enough milk, yeah, because you will see in the time of milking we have animals that within one milking we have more than 20 liters. Let's say in the morning 20 liters, in the afternoon the same amount of milk. So I was talking about you must make sure that you have mineral leaks here. Yeah, this is a mineral leak here, so that means this animal, apart from putting some mineral leaks here that I know they're being placed, we have to make sure that this place we must have where they can supplement their body when it needs with the mineral leaks. So we were talking about animals' comfort. Yeah? We have talked about ventilation. We have talked about spacing where they're sleeping. We have talked about clean water, because like now they have not placed another water here, but they will do it because it is still early in the morning there. So you can see like these animals are enjoying it. So that means this feed for them is very nutritious. You can see all these animals feeding well up to the end. Then these other side they are feeding well till here. So that means these feeds are being given. Remember we store this feed here for fermentation. Once we place feed here, let me open this. Yeah, you can see like here we have some feed here. Once the feed is placed here, then it will be closed. After closing, it will be put maybe near the sun, because this sun, the warmth will accumulate inside here. After the warmth has accumulated inside there, you will see that fermentation takes place very well and nicely. So these animals will enjoy eating this thing. The reason why we are doing this such things like fermentation is just to enable these animals to actually to do something like Okay, fermentation to this animal is because once we do fermentation, so that means we have easen the workload in the rumen by actually doing fermentation for them, because when the animal feed, these things goes to the rumen where they stay there for fermentation. That's why you see that animals are chewing cud, because it just they said it regurgitate where it is removing some product from the rumen so that it can come back, so that after fermentation it can now do this chew. Yeah, we call that chewing. Yeah, it can chew. That's why animals are chewing cud, so that it can now take it back so that it can be digested. Remember, like now the way they are feeding, swallowing, you can see them like they are just like that animal. Yeah, you can see it is like chewing, but it's not chewing. Yeah, it is swallowing, because it just speaks directly to the rumen. Their fermentation takes place, because we have now easen the digestion, the fermentation, the entire thing. So that means that we have easen the workload of the rumen. So as we proceed, we are talking about clean water, like that animal. You see the way it is doing water. You know, these animals are actually very clean. Yeah, once they see any dirt in water, is why they're just waggling their tank in the water, so that the dirt can get side by side, then it drinks a clean water. Yeah, that's why you can see it is now putting its tank into the water, then just doing something like smashing the tank in the water, so that those liters can go side by side. You see, even it is licking its tongue. So this means that these animals are really enjoying feeding. These animals, they enjoy luxurious life. That's why they are producing a lot of milk. Yeah, guys, you can see it. Let me show you what I was meaning. Yeah, you see that animal, see the way it is doing trunk. By doing that, it is pushing those liters to one side. So once the water is clean, it will start drinking that water. Remember, guys, we are talking about comfort. Then we have talked about those cow mattresses. These animals sleep on mattresses. Yeah, they feel extremely good. Those is how to make these animals happy cow, happy health, good production, and the entire thing. Yeah, you see now these animals like this one, they are feeding well. Yeah, look at them. Like this one, it is from drinking water, so they are now accessing water freely. Yeah, we have to make sure that we have plenty of water here, so that it can drink water the way it like. Remember, animals like a cow, especially these high producing animals, can drink even up to 8 liters a day. Yeah, look at this animal. Yeah, it can drink up to 8 liters in one day. Yeah, see, like this is it's drinking water, clean water. Yeah, I told you that just that from the feed, because even when I show you here, you will see that this liter is from feed, because what you can see here, let me show you these. These are just things from the silage inside the water. Not that this water is dirty. So you can see like this one, looking for clean water. We call these animals smart. It is now drinking water here. Yeah, clean water. When we mean clean water, this is the water that we are talking about. So you have seen these animals sleep well, sleep on mattresses, happy cow, plenty of clean water. Feeding is always there, balanced nutrition. There is a time we'll talk about nutrition entirely, but this is about nutrition. I won't talk it by myself. Yeah, we have to get somebody to discuss about this the entire thing. Yeah, because that's a very big topic. Yeah, it won't take just because we want to tell you guys how this farm produces more than, you see, only these we have here milking animals around 20 something. Yeah, they are taking more than 600 liters to the dairy. So average production is about 30 liters within a day. Average production. When I talk about average production, that means when we sum everything, all animals, then we divide by the number of the animals, we get that getting more than around 30 liters within one day. So that means that is something appreciable. Remember, one of the reasons why this is being achieved is because of the cow's comfort, yeah, that we were talking about. Yeah, we have mineral leaks here. You can see this animal is next to the mineral leak, and it is leaking that salt. Yeah? It is trying to integrate between feeding them out and leaking that salt. Yeah? It is doing both of them, mixing the feed that it is eating with the milking, with the salt. Yeah? So that means like in human, you have to have a cup of tea and maybe something like Irish potato or sweet potato that to be an escorter for that meal. Yeah, the same to animal. You can see this animal, yeah, feels very happy, yeah, eating, then going to the salt lick, putting its mouth there so that it can put, then swallow the entire thing while having salt. Yeah, this animal we call it Dorcas. Yeah, this Dorcas is one of the highest producing animals here. Yeah, and we have to appreciate that, yeah, because you can see what it has done. Yeah, so that's it. Animal comfort. I think I've explained enough about animal comfort, and you can really appreciate about that. Yeah, we can really appreciate about that because these animals are very super happy. Yeah, because once happy, always happy. Production does well, and the entire thing. Yeah. So that's it about animal comfort. Let's continue learning step by step. For the future people who want to venture in these types of farming, consultation, remember I told you we can do a lot of consultation that is free. When you see me, I've just come here back to educate my audience about this whole thing because I no longer work here. Yeah? I had a chest problem, so I had to resign so that I can go back to my village. Remember I told you I'm a Shamba boy. Here's where I go into all the experience of the entire thing, guys. Goodbye. Until next time, bye.